My name is Lisa Vasilnev, 40 years old, only last week, talking about anxiety, depression, which I had for 7 years. I like to talk about it now, but I didn't years ago. Very, very hard, dark. You don't know how to get out of it. Scared, fear, breaking down all the time, and you're almost on the floor in the corner, and you don't know what to do with yourself. Sometimes you're thinking about, shall I end it all? And then you look around you and you think, I have children. Who's going to look after them? What's going to happen to them like 10, 20 years ago in the front when they get married? And you're in a circle that you're constantly in it and you don't know how to get out of it. You live with a very light head all the time, feeling of you're gonna collapse at any time. You've got no energy, weakness inside that you wake up in the morning and it's the hardest thing to do. You gotta start the day and you don't know how. You feel 10 minutes after you up, your brain has been working so fast that you're almost ready to go to bed. But even if you do, your brain just doesn't stop. It just keeps on going and going and going. It's almost like a computer that it's programmed to think negative and very wrong way. You want to try to switch off and think positive and to think and to run and it just doesn't. I was probably one of the lucky ones that I had it for 7 years, thinking that one day I'll probably be better. Too much stress in your life, it's not good. Some things just don't help. Like if you have people around you that support you and understand what you're going through, you'll probably be better. But if you don't, it's harder. And building up too much stress, that's where you end up. You just end up to be broken because the body just can't cope with it. I tried everything that I had, how to get better. I started reading a lot about it, but it was just a circle again, thinking about it. So one day I went to the doctors. He knew I haven't got family around me or anything, because by that time my mother lost her legs and I lost a lot of people in a very short time, and my mum losing the legs was the hardest one. And I went to him and I said to him, Doc, I don't know what to do with myself. Broke in tears in the front of him. I just couldn't cope anymore. I couldn't hold it. But having a young children, I suppose, I never ever told anybody because I always thought that they're going to take my kids away from me. If they find out, they'll think I'm crazy. Because that's how I thought at that time. Never thought that there's a help out there. Never thought that there are people that be able to help me. And the doctor stopped and said, look, you've done it for 7 years your way and you got nowhere. Now you're going to do it my way. And he said that he's going to give me some tablets just to help me a bit. I'm sorry, I'm sniffling. And he said to me to start taking them and never stop for anything. And he did say that I am going to get much worse before I get better. So I started taking the tablets, and the thoughts were like, 10 times harder. It was terrible. So I didn't think that I was going to cope being on this medication. I kept on going back to him and saying, look, Dr. Trivedi, I'm worse. And he said, I know, but this is the only way out. He said, you have to keep on taking them every day. You take 10 milligrams of this escitalopram Cipralex. They got two names, tablets, and you keep on taking them no matter what. Now, the suicidal thoughts then and the negative thinking was double. I don't know when I think back how I did it. I suppose only thing that I was hoping for in my head was like, I gotta be there when the kids get married. I went back to him again and again. That was the only answer I get. Liz, please keep on taking the medication. That's the only way forward. 6 months after, started to enjoy things a little bit more, and I started spending a lot more time with them because I always feel, even nowadays, that I've missed their growing up completely because I was in my own world trying to cope with depression and anxiety and everything else, and having two little babies that I was looking after myself. My husband was busy working all the time because he had to provide for us, and I looked after the kids. Um, I was day after day, I started getting so much better. I was started looking at things really, really positive. And I've always wanted to go back to work as soon as the kids get a bit older. So the minute I started feeling a bit better, I thought to myself, that's it. Now, if I can cope with this and that, I'm gonna get back to work or college or to do something. So I always wanted to be a hairdresser. Always dreamed about having my own salon one day. So I went back to college. I started going to college twice a week, and I went to one of the local salons where I live, and I just walked in, and I was desperate to go somewhere different and do something different every day. So the kids started going to nursery by this time, and I walked in, and I saw this beautiful, lovely lady, Marilyn Gisborne, that owned this salon. And I said to her, can I have a word with you, please? She said, yes. She said, can you please have me in? I'll help and do anything. Don't pay me, just have me in, because I love to be a hairdresser. And she said, oh, let me think about it and I will send you a text. I said, okay. Now, this time, I don't think she needed anybody else, but she just thought extra hands will be really helpful. So she rang me and she said, no, actually, she said to me, I think, yes, you can come. That was like the sunshine came out. And the kids were in nursery by this time. I got myself to college, and I started looking much more forward in life that I can do things more because I felt useless. I felt like I couldn't do nothing with myself, and I felt like I'm in these four walls and in this circle, and I thought I can maybe change this now. I've got this opportunity, and she means so much in my life, this lady, Marilyn. So I started working at the salon every day. I didn't even want to go home if I didn't have to. I just wanted to carry on working because it was taking all my thoughts away from me and everything. And I was tired. By the time I get home, I'm like not just mentally, but I'll be physically tired as well. I started meeting a lot of lovely people. The team was really nice. We were like a big family. So I carried on and finished college, qualified, and Marilyn straight away gave me a job because she always called me like a tornado at the salon, working so hard. I had the job
And I've started being more happier, more enthusiastic. I wanted to do so much more. And I worked for Marilyn for a few years, and I did say to her, I think I want to have my own salon. So she said, well, if you want to do that, I'll even help you if that's your dream. So I went off and started looking around, and the money I was working, I was saving every single penny to start my own business. So I did that, and I started looking around, found this place where I wanted to work from, and I've opened my own business. And that was something I really, really wanted. Kids were a bit older by this time, and I've got my own business now. For 5 years I'm running. I've got salon which I do hair, beauty. I've got tattooist, and I feel very good and very successful. And I'll never forget where I've been and where I am now. And I am so happy. My kids have grown up, and I've got a daughter that's 16 and another that's 13 now. And I still feel that I've missed a lot of their growing up, and I'm trying to make the most of it with them nowadays. If I can go back, I'll change a lot of things, the bad things that I've been through, but the positive is that I've got better and I'm out of it completely, and I'm very successful now. And I'd like to live 100 years to see everything and do everything. Which years ago, when I was bad, I didn't even wanted to be here. So I'll say to everybody that suffers from anxiety and depression out there that there is a hope. There is a way out. Just every day when you wake up, think about that. Think about your kids, your children, your families. Don't never let yourself the negative to come all over you. Don't do that. Just think about what you can achieve in life, what you can be in life. Don't never look back. If you feel a bit better, keep on going forward. Don't look back. It would go. It would stop one day, and you will be where you want to be in life. Don't never give up. You'll come to the other side very, very strong.